Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Liv and I decided to make this channel in order to I almost got the shot in order to be a better dog mom and improve some of my daily routines and habits when taking care of my dogs. So this channel is just basically going to document that, as well as, you know, helping you guys who are watching this learn from my mistakes and everything. So let's get into it. Alright, so I'm just gonna start off by introducing my dogs, telling you a little bit about them, how they came to be living with me, how I came to adopt them, and etc. So the first dog I did adopt in February of 2021. Her name is Annie. She is a black Chihuahua Terrier mix. Not really sure exactly what she is. I did adopt her off of Kijiji. I saw an ad. I didn't know before I saw this ad that they, oh there she is, that they rehome pets on Kijiji. But I did see this ad for a small dog, and she was very thin, and her hair was all overgrown, her nails were really long. So at the time I was like, this is crazy, you know, like this dog doesn't look well. She was confined to a small playpen, and in this photo, she looked like she wanted to get out, and that was kind of what I got from the photo. I contacted the previous owners and I was like, is this dog still available? I'd like to meet her. So they did live about an hour away from us. So my mom drove me and my sister to pick up this dog. Her previous name was Ocean, and we went, and they lived in a small apartment in Niagara. So we went, and they come out of their house, and Annie, the owner, is holding Annie, and she's wearing a muzzle, and she looks, her tail's in between her legs, she looks absolutely terrified. I approach, she starts growling at me, wiggling, looking like she wants to attack me. I'm like, oh, okay, so this isn't the most ideal first introduction. However, we decided to take her on a little walk. I learned later that she actually probably didn't get many or at all any walks. She did not really understand what it was. It was winter, so she was sniffing the snow. She was shivering a little bit. They didn't have a jacket for her, so I assumed that they did not take her out, at least in the winter. Or if they did, she was just cold. But yeah, very small, very thin. Clearly hadn't been eating a lot or being fed a lot. And you know, I kind of saw a different side of her when she was out and sniffing everywhere, and she looked excited. She was wagging her tail, and but every time I tried to approach her, or my mom or my sister, she would either back off, start growling. It was, you know, clearly like, stay away from me, like I don't want you to come near me. It was kind of that deal. So I was like skeptic about it. I was like, maybe I shouldn't adopt this dog. I want a dog that's going to be my ESA. I'm not sure if this is going to be the best decision for me. However, a neighbor passed by, and Annie, Ocean at the time, goes up to this neighbor and jumps on him, starts wagging her tail. He's giving her pets. She clearly had been well acquainted with him, and she loved him. And I kind of saw a different side of her after the neighbor was there. I tried to give her a treat, and she took a few from my hands, and I kind of saw hope there. And just based on the conditions in which I realized she was living in, how she needed care, they hadn't taken her to the vet, she was not spayed, I decided to take her home with me. So I did have to put her in a crate to transport her back home. It was about an hour drive. She could fully see out of the crate. She was clearly trying to get out. I felt really bad, but if I did take her out, she would probably bite me. It probably would have bitten me and attacked me. So that was that. And we got home. I was living with my ex-boyfriend and a roommate at the time. So I took her home in the crate, left her in there, opened the door if she wanted to come out. You know, we were starting a very slow process. I figured out very quickly that she was quite aggressive towards me. And this continued for a few weeks, and it really took, honestly, a few months for her to fully trust me and trust that this was her forever home. Maybe for her forever home, it took even longer than that for her to realize that she wasn't getting rehomed again. So yeah, I have some videos that I'll insert here, just basically seeing Annie kind of come out of her shell a little bit. But you know, the first step was really her eating treats out of my hand in the home. She kind of had like free roam of like the entire living room, and we didn't approach her for the first few days unless she wanted it. We tried a few times, but she clearly was like back off, trying to bite us, which was, you know, she was settling in, and she clearly hadn't been treated the best if she felt the need to react that way. So, you know, just making her feel comfortable and everything was a long process. So after she took the treats out of my hand, one day I woke up around 5 a.m. I think it was, because I could hear her kind of rummaging around, like sniffing. I could hear her little nails on the floor. She still had long nails at this point. I wasn't going to take her into the groomers because I didn't want to traumatize her further. So I waited a few weeks before that happened. But she basically, I sat down on the couch. She didn't growl at me, she didn't bark at me. She kind of looked at me for a second and jumped up and sat on my lap, and that was kind of it. That was it. And after that, she followed me everywhere. I took her on walks. She was so excited. If I say walk in a certain voice, she will get very excited and think that we're going. So, you know, she gets multiple walks a day now. She gets lots of treats. She gets lots of love. But yeah, it took quite a while for her to feel comfortable, and that was okay. And I was prepared for that when I decided to take her home with me. But yeah, we're at a very good place now. She is super lovely and super cuddly, and just, I'm definitely her favorite person, I will say. But she has learned to warm up to other people as well, like my boyfriend and my sister. For Annie, I kind of held off on her training for a while just because I wanted her to feel safe and comfortable. Elsie! Elsie! So I wanted her to feel safe and comfortable. So I did hold off on her training for a little bit. So that was one of the reasons I didn't train her, but it's not an excuse necessarily, but I could have done more. She knows how to sit, she knows how to stay. She's a very reactive dog, and I live downtown now. She's not used to all the busy cars yet. I just moved a few months ago. And then there were a lot of transitions. There was a lot of moves. I moved about 3 times since I've gotten her, and it's only been just over a year. And you know, we got a puppy as well that came into our family, who has been quite a menace towards Annie. That is a story for when I talk about Elsie. But yeah, so there's been a lot of transitions. I've been busy, I've been in and out of school, I've been working, yada yada yada, so yada yada yada. So there's been a lot of transitions, and it's just something I've never felt, because she's a small dog, because I can just pick her up if something else goes wrong. It's been something I've been slacking on. So with this channel, I would like to, we've already started, but I would like to get her more well trained, especially on walks, and learn ways in which we can deal with her reactivity, and you know, ways in which we can make things easier for her in those situations where she does get triggered and those triggers are present. So that is kind of what this channel is about. Anyways, that is Annie's story. Annie, come here. Yeah, she does not want to be picked up right now. That's another thing. I've learned to, you know, respect her boundaries, and she definitely sets them. So it's just a matter of saying, like, is this your boundary? I'm in charge here. So there we go. She wanted it. Okay. With Annie, I've learned to realize her cues and when she's gonna get upset, and I've learned her triggers. Elsie is so chaotic in the background. Oh my god. I've learned her triggers and learned when to do certain things, how to move slowly around her so she doesn't get upset, and just kind of like respect her boundaries and learn where she's comfortable and where she's not. So I feel like it's a good starting point we can work on. I know her really well now. So that is about Annie. She's such a good girl. She's my little baby, my little firstborn. Okay, now on to Elsie. So this is Elsie. Elsie is 8 months old, almost 9 months. She is a wiener dog / dachshund crossed with a Shih Tzu. She is a very, as most puppies are, a very chaotic, very messy, very energetic puppy. So it's been a bit of a struggle because, you know, I'm living with my boyfriend. Technically she is his dog. He decided to adopt her after, you know, we started living together, and Annie was alone a lot of the time, and, you know, we decided maybe it would be better if Annie had a little friend that she could get along with while we were gone. And it definitely has been such a great help. They don't always get along super nicely. That is something I also want to work on, but it could be Elsie's in her annoying puppy phase, so it could just be that she's a little bit of a shit starter, honestly, but you know, we love her just the same. So Elsie was born on December 25th, 2021. We got her when she was about 3 months old, again from Kijiji. We found a breeder who had had a litter of puppies, and Elsie was the last one left and the cutest, honestly. Yeah, and she has been such a joy to have around. She's grown so big. She's been such a joy to have around, and it's been awesome watching her grow up. But you know, my boyfriend and I were not ready for a puppy, and I realize that now. I feel like we could have done a lot of things differently, but you know, it's never too late to start training. So again, that's what this channel is about, both for Annie and Elsie's sake. But yeah, so she has always been so adventurous, so friendly. We socialized her. That was the one thing I think we did really well. You know, letting people pet her, you know, pulling her ears, pulling her paws, making sure she's okay with being touched everywhere. She was recently spayed, and Annie was spayed, I will admit. When she was 3, Annie was spayed. So both of my dogs are spayed, and yeah, she cost us a lot of money, but we love her just the same. And she's gonna be a year in December, so very excited to see how much more she'll grow and change. But yeah, we contacted the breeder, and she had 1 puppy left. They drove all the way about 5 hours, and we thought we weren't getting her because their car broke down, their phones died, they were out of contact. We'd already sent them $100, I think, of deposit, and they were just not getting in contact with us for about 4 hours. And it was very, very stressful because we were like, we sent these people money, where's our puppy? Like, but then she came to us, and she was so tiny at the time and very, very sweet. And it's just been amazing watching her grow, and she's been such a good, you know, mostly good friend to Annie. Big yawn. And although she annoys her sister and is very chaotic at times, they really do care about each other, and having them having each other has been such a joy, you know? When we're gone, they have each other. We have a little pet camera that we watch them on, and they just sit and cuddle each other. So it's very wonderful to see that companionship worked out for them pretty well. And yeah, that's Elsie's story. It's a little shorter because, you know, nothing super traumatic happened, and there was no period of adjustment where she needed to be comfortable with us. We got her when she was a puppy, so she was pretty well socialized at the breeders. So that was that, and Elsie's been with us since then, since she was 3 months old, and she's grown so much, and she's so cute. And it's such an interesting mix, honestly. I feel like a Shih Tzu and a Dachshund. If you're ever wondering what one looks like at 8 months old, this is what it looks like, and it's adorable. Happy birthday to you, cha cha cha. Happy birthday to you, cha cha cha.
Happy birthday, dear Annie. Happy birthday to